Hello viewers, welcome back to UPSC Warriors channel. This is Soundarya. So I hope all of you are doing good, right? Especially I want to hear from UPSC aspirants. How are you? Please drop a message in the comment section. Wait. Although I can't see you, I can hear some mind voices saying, after coming to UPSC preparation, how do you expect us to be good, right? Fine. So for all of those who are in difficult situations, tough situation, there is a small tip from my side. What you have to do is just think you're not alone, okay? You're not at all alone. Whatever the difficult situation that you might be facing in your life, there will be people who are also exactly facing the same situation, same problem, just like you and as distressed as you. So what you have to think here, number one, you're not alone, okay? So you have company and that should make you bit relaxed, right? Because this is not the problem which I am the only one facing. I have people around me who are also in this tough zone. So after this, what you have to think, see, every year UPSC has lakhs and lakhs of applicants, right? But what is the total number of final qualifications that you see? It is just 1,000. So your actual competitors are only those 1,000 people. So you have to think, okay, I'm feeling bad today. Like my fellow competitors, probably those 1,000 people, because if you're not feeling distressed, if you're not feeling bad, if you're not having self-doubts, then it means that you're not in the right track of preparation. Because when you are doing the preparation seriously, you are subjected to have all these feelings. So this is the first sign that you are in the right track. And what is the least thing that you can do whenever you feel bad is, yeah, this is the same thing which everyone will go through. Let me try something new. Let me do some work, okay? So discipline is something which is very, very important, and it is not about perfection, but it is about continuity. So you have to think about those 1,000 aspirants who are going to see their names in the final list, and you have to work along with them, just like how they will face the difficult situations, just how they will plan, they will strategize. So you have to think in that aspect. So this is something which is very important for you. And if at all you are going to appear for the next CSE 2025 examination, I would definitely recommend you to subscribe to UPSC Warriors channel, because we are going to see economics from a very, very basic perspective, and I'll gradually take you to the advanced level. So without much delay, let's get into today's discussion. So today we are going to discuss some of the basic terms that you have to know from economy, starting from what is mean by economics, what is mean by economic activity, what are the different types of economic activity that is there, and the types of economic sectors. Very simple. We are just going to find out what these four terms mean. Okay, fine. Starting with economics. So what is economics? Economics is not that boring, okay? So it is very interesting. Let's try to read it. Read the definition. Production, consumption, distribution of goods and services. Oh my God, I myself feel so bored to read it. So this is why students feel I'm not going to read economics. Now what can we do? Let's try to understand the same concept in different ways. So have a look at these images and see what is the first thing that comes to your mind. Oh my God, she has got a very beautiful and long hair, fine. So this is quite short but then attractive with all curls and all. Okay. So what about this image? Oh my God, we have three options. Probably an Android phone and the most expensive phone of the world and the iPhone. If someone is asking you to pick any one of all these things, what would be the one that you will be choosing? Probably iPhone, right? But if it is for free of cost, fine. Again, here we have some choices to make. And what is waiting for us in the next slide? Wow, two beautiful couples. I definitely know that most of us know who this couple is actually, right? They had one of the most expensive weddings all over the world, which has never happened before. Fine. And this couple is again looking very beautiful, elegant, and probably had a simple wedding. So what do you think about your wedding? Which type of wedding are you going to have? I think some people are saying that there is a third invisible option which says there is no wedding at all. Probably that is also one of the choices that you can have, or you can make it, right? So what basically these things are telling us? See, we are making choices. Choices of what? choices of different things, okay? And what type of choices you will be making, probably type of choices will depend upon your goals. If I have to have a long hair, then probably I have to buy some imported shampoo, and again that is going to cost me very high. In that case, if I'm not affordable to go for it, then probably I won't pick this up, right? And what happens in this slide, if someone is offering for free, I will choose iPhone. If someone is asking me to buy any one of all these things, then probably I have to look at my pocket. If there is enough money, I will go for it. If there is no money, but still if I can manage with EMI, then I will go for it. But what if I don't have that option also? I have to choose some basic Android mobile. But some people will show interest in purchasing products through borrowings. Okay, so again they have another factors to consider. So what we are basically doing, so I am trying to tell you that economy is something about making choices. Okay, so what is economy? Economy is all about making choices. So what type of choices we make, it again depends on your goals. It again depends on the resources that you have. If you have more money, if you have more time, okay, time is also a resource, right? So considering all these factors, we are going to make decisions. So what is economy? It is about optimum utilization of available resources. So what is economy? Optimum utilization of available resources. The resources can be money, the resources can be time, okay, fine. So this is called as economy. I mean to say economy is not always about money, but it is about weighing different options and alternatives that you have, and some of the options and alternatives involve money, but not all the options and alternatives, right? So there is nothing like involving only money in making choices. Let's take the example of this slide. See, this is a wedding. It is not like these people do not have money at all. Probably they could have had, but still they made a choice to go for a simple and elegant wedding. So here the money element is not involved. And I'll give you one more examples also. So if you are preparing for UPSC and if you are thinking that after some 2-3 attempts I have to drop this and probably take some other job to support me and my family, then that is going to be the decision. So if you are thinking about volunteering yourself for any charity which is worth, or if you are just thinking about sending some money to the charity, then that is also a economic decision that you are making, which is not directly involving your money. Say for example, if I want to prepare for my PG, or if I have to choose a job so that I will be able to have some savings in the future. So these are some of the examples by means of which I attempt to say that economy is about making choices so that you are utilizing your resources optimally. So one thing is done. Now the second question that comes to mind is, who is going to make that economic decision? So in these examples we saw the economic decisions of individuals, right? So the economic decisions can be made by an individual, it can be made by a family also. Family making decision about how much money they have to spend per month, how much earnings they have to increase so as to meet their expenses, etc. And even the nation or the government can make economic decisions. What type of economy I have to have, either a planned economy or not planned economy, a socialist one, a capitalist economy. Wait. Don't worry if you don't know the meaning of capitalist economy, socialist economy. We are going to see all these things also in the coming videos, right? Okay. So government can plan to, make choices to bring goods and services at affordable cost to the people. So these are some of the decisions made by nation, made by the people, made by the family and the industry. So that is where we find the one more definition of economy, which says that economy is defined as a well-defined region with well-defined boundaries where there are set of rules and regulations to govern the production, consumption and distribution, right? Okay, if you're not getting this, just understand that we can also name economy as a region, economy as a territory where these people are there who are going to make economic decisions, right? So two things are clear. It is about optimum utilization of resources, and we are making choices to ensure that we are not wasting any resources that we have, okay? And the third thing is who are going to make these decisions. It can be an individual, it can be a government, it can be an industry, etc. So studying the decisions and the impacts made by the individual at the individual level is called as microeconomy. Clear? Studying about the causes and consequences of any decisions that they make and the resultant of it. Studying about the decisions, its impact on a larger scale is called as macroeconomy. Again, I am going to come up with a very brief, session where we will be discussing about the differences between micro, macro, etc. So this is done, right? So we understood the two important points that you have to remember while understanding economics. Moving on to the next, see. Now we will come to this definition. We saw that production, consumption and distribution of goods and services combined to fulfill the needs of those living and operating within the economy is called as economics, right? So, but we came up with a very small definition which reads, it is the optimum utilization of scarce or available resources, and how that utilization is being made by making choices. So, if I am an individual, so I will think about what type of products that I have to consume, right? If I am an industry or a firm, I will think about what type of goods that I can produce to get maximum returns. If I am a government, I will think about what type of services my people need, okay, and how I can make their life easy. So these are the choices. When combined together, it gives this definition. Now it is becoming very easy for us to remember. So it is about production, consumption and distribution of goods and services to fulfill the needs of the people. So this is about economics. So now we learnt the meaning of economics. It is the optimum utilization of available resources. Just remember these things, and how we are going to make use of optimum utilization of resources by making choices. Now, the next thing that we are going to move towards is economic activity. So anything that you do, okay, so as to have a production, consumption and distribution happening in your country, that is going to be called as economic activity. Be it making choices, be it planning or even implementing those plans, everything will fall under economic activity. But we can still classify these economic activities into three major heads. Okay, so now we are going to see the types of economic activities. See, production, consumption and distribution are the three primary economic activities that happens. Okay, so what happens in production? So you are making some products, you are producing some products, say for example milk. Okay, so what is happening after that? The milk is getting distributed to all the people and the milk is getting consumed by all the people. Say for example, if you like dairy milk, what will happen? Before you get the dairy milk in your hand, it has to get produced, right? And then it will be distributed and finally you can consume it. So production, consumption and distribution are the three key economic activities that you have to always have a focus on. So what are the three types of economic activities? If someone is asking you, you have to say production, consumption and distribution of what? Goods and services. Clear? Fine. Now, how can we classify these economic activities into different types of economic sectors? See, we have three types of economic sectors starting from primary, secondary and tertiary. So what is basically mean by primary sector? So what if someone is asking you what is mean by primary economic sector? You have to tell them 2 points. Number one, any sector, any economic sector which deals with extraction, okay, or production of raw materials, then that can be called as a primary sector, right? Okay, so any economic sector which is going to deal with extraction and production of raw materials, then that can be called as a primary sector. So take this example, what is happening here? Okay, so we are cultivating crops, we are making use of the natural resources like land and cultivating crops. Say for example cotton. So cotton is going to be your raw material for the other industries like textiles and all. So we are basically producing raw materials here. So what type of sectors, what type of examples that we can have for primary sector? We can say that agriculture, okay, fishing, okay, and poultry, animal husbandry, mining. So here what we are doing, we are extracting the natural resources, right? We are extracting the minerals which are going to form the base for the other industries to come up. So these are some of the examples of primary sector which has things to do with nature, okay, like agriculture, farming, fishing, mining. So all these are examples of primary sector. So what constitutes to secondary sector? Secondary sector involves conversion of that raw material which you got from your primary sector into finished goods and services, okay. So it is basically going to convert the raw material into finished products ready for consumption. So here we have a nice picture of Mini Cooper car, right? So what is happening? We are producing things, we are manufacturing things. And what are some of the examples that we can have for secondary sector? It is about what? Manufacturing automobiles, right? Similarly, we can have, shipbuilding industries, we can have electronic industries, okay. So these are some of the examples that you can talk about for secondary sector. So whatever that is going to produce something which is visible. And tell me one thing, mostly students have this confusion in mind, is construction a secondary sector or a tertiary sector? Definitely construction is going to be a secondary sector. Why? Because you are going to build something, right? So which is visible, your output is visible. So it falls under secondary sector, that is construction. So whenever you are going to produce something or manufacture something, that will fall under your secondary sector, right? Moving on to the tertiary sector. See, tertiary sector is the sector which is going to provide you with wide range of services starting from banking, transport, tourism, exports, and also most importantly teaching. So anything that is not visible, the output is not visible, but still you get it, that will fall under the tertiary sector. And without this tertiary sector, no economy can function, because it is one of the most important sectors of your economy. Why? Because whenever the economy is in the nascent stage, it will be primarily a primary sector economy, like agricultural economy, where most of the people will be involved in agriculture and most of the country's income will be from agriculture. But when the country is growing just as we grow, it will become a manufacturing sector where it is able to process all the things that it has received from agricultural or the primary sector into goods and services. But once the goods and services are done, you have to get it right. There comes the role of transportation, there comes the role of communication. So that is why tertiary sector is very, very important, and it plays a predominant role in the developed countries, right? So which sector is primary in India? Which sector is the largest contributing sector to the GDP? Try to find out the answer and comment in the comment section. So I'm going to continue from here in the next class. Today we had just stepped on to the very first step of economics, trying to understand what are the basic concepts like economy, types of economic activity, sectors, etc. So from here I will continue my next video, where don't miss to follow. I will be discussing about what is capitalist economy, what is communist economy, what is micro and macro economy. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to UPSC Warriors channel, please do subscribe, and also remember that you are not alone, and even we are there in your UPSC journey. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you so much for watching.